get over using complete strength, realizing that there's a puzzle that can be solved that doesn't need and I was to quickly answer your question, Fabio, I really had the shits with jiu-jitsu like a lot of guys, I guess, at maybe at the 5-month mark. But it had a lot to do with my work situation too. I was drinking a beer before I got there, and getting angry that I was going to the gym on Friday night. You know, like a lot of lifestyle stuff that changed. Now my friends are at the gym on Friday night, so I crossed over a big couple of mental barriers where I'm actually enjoy, and I'm not using strength as much. You know, but I've got. You know, how long have I got to go?
Look, I love hearing this. Like, this for me, it's like, you know, what was your experience? Let me ask, Alex, what was your experience, Alex, in starting jiu-jitsu? How long have you been
And then
training?
we do a roll with Rika and teach her what's going on.
No. For me, it was the same. Boxing back in ground. And I was just training boxing and was training weights. And since I got, started the business, my business partner pushed me, let's go training. And I looked at the mat and said,
So your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu started in Australia?
It started in Australia.
Wow.
After I started the business, so 2015 I started. I used to train, I was going to garage training boxing there. Look at the mat, because I have a disc problem in my back disc hernia. So I said, I can't do it, my back is going to be sore. And I started training slowly. Guy, the black belt from garage, hello Guy. He always say, Alex, come, do a bit. I look after you, and then I start training slowly. Now I start getting sometimes tough and get injury for the age, started slowly pushing through, and then stay there for 6 months before I moved to Gold Coast, and now I be training for over a year. Of course, having a few breaks and business as well, busy training 3 times a week. So now I get it I think it was September, I started getting the bug. Started training, and my missus say, you training? I start training 4 or 5 times a week, starting getting good rolls and getting fun with the blue belts as well. See my way through and starting to understand the game. And then when I started, then I got injured in December, babe came, and then I got the break now, coming back 2 weeks ago. Feel when I come back, after 2 months, when you're still a kind of beginner, so I said, again, come back and the white belt you was smashing, starting getting a hard time to you. The blue belt having fun, it's starting to smash you. So it's a game.
It's very important thing, jiu-jitsu, especially when you're a beginner, the tendency. Your consistency in jiu-jitsu, it's so important. I don't think it's any part in your jiu-jitsu life that it is so important to be consistent when you're a white belt, because this is when every time you start being consistent, you get there, you train 3-4 times a week for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Something happens, life circumstances in life change, and you drop and you start training once a week. Some weeks you don't train. It's a new beginning for jiu-jitsu. It's a new beginning, and it's so hard. And this is one thing that I've always done, and I try, and I try so much to tell that to my students. It's are you injured? You can't train? Come to the gym. Put your kimono on. Sit on the side. Watch it. Breathe jiu-jitsu. Feel jiu-jitsu. Because if your mind wanders off, next time you start thinking about taking it seriously, it's a brand new beginning, and it's hard. And beginnings in jiu-jitsu are hard. Doesn't matter how tough you are, it's always hard. The tougher you are, the harder it is, because you got the ego, you got that thing, I don't want to lose, and you see guys half your weight, half your strength, beating you up, and you're like, what the hell's going on here? I know how tough I am, and I can't beat this little guy, and so for you to actually overcome all these layers, you need to actually be there. Be there.
Which is
don't think about winning. No, sorry.
I was wondering, because you said, I think if I understood you correctly, that you started even though you had a herniated disc in your back.
Yes.
Wow, that's brave.
I know. So what? Like, because I think, just thinking from what I would do if I had a herniated disc, I would not be doing martial arts. So what was it about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that made you think you could do this without aggravating that injury?
I always go against the Jiu-Jitsu because of that. My back, I always say, no, I'm not going to do it, not going to do it. Open the business, say to my business partner, I'm not going to do it. And then I started get to breathe in Jiu-Jitsu, going there, see everything, watching videos, get involved to everybody. So I have to try, and I try slowly doing the technique. When I used to go to garage, I stay pretty much 3 months not rolling, doing techniques and watching, and then putting me slowly to do rolling. So I always look after that. That's why I always take breaks, because a lot of times I have back sore, and then I have to stop for a little while and come back. But to be fair, nowadays I have more injury with my finger, knee, my back.
Really?
I know how to,
not your back.
I started learning how to protect my back. At the moment. Sometimes when a big guy, I just try to push my back. If I see if it's not gonna be good for me, I just easy down, tap,
Hey,
try to manage it.
Yes.
Do you want to see a good jiu-jitsu injury?
Yeah, speaking of fingers, look at this.
Wow.
What's that?
I don't know, but let's pop it right now.
I don't know too. It's just grown in my finger.
Does it hurt to touch?
No.
Can we pop it? Can we pop
open your
it?
hands,
The
Fabio.
most important thing. Look at the nail. Look how the nail is all bent.
Yeah, something is okay. I'm going to explain it to the audio listener. Something is like a big ball is growing just at the top of the nail for Fabio's nail, and it's so huge that it's actually growing a groove in his nail.
No.
But show us the rest of your joints.
Now, hang
It's
on.
like
I need to show. Look at these finger joints, right?
Is that how many times your fingers have been broken?
No. That's because grabbing onto the gi and what
It rubs against the gi
Constantly.
over and over and over.
Oh, so they are actually blisters.
Well, no more.
They're like
Oh,
calluses, yeah.
Callus, yeah.
Do you think so? I think they're more like.
Look, touch them. You can touch them. They're all hard.
It's gonna be there forever.
Have you got?
But don't you get
show
the
us your
feeling-
hands.
For,
you got the same?
Mine was normal.
for me,
He's a
but
young
okay,
boy,
Alex, you're did you get the feeling of joint pain in your fingers because so much is grabbing the leg, grabbing the that my fingers to this day.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Like his back,
Rita.
stuff the back.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, you should see his knob. Put it out.
23.
Okay, is that
23 23 years on the mat. How long?
But is that so? Is that because okay? I'm just thinking, just from the knowledge that I've accumulated over the last 50 years, I'm thinking any kind of sport has usually, just thinking normally, it has an impact on your spine. But is what you guys saying is it because you're lying down and doing it?
When I can't,
Go ahead.
I think it's good for your spine. It's more like the muscle tears that are really the issue because we're basically doing it's a yoga. There's so much
Involuntary
fluidity.
yoga.
Did you see how Fabio had his foot up on the chair?
On the chair, yeah.
Well, that's just because of the fact that he's constantly flexible.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. My hip would go. My hip would give way.
Yeah, but any jiu-jitsu person you meet, they're really but the natural stance is like sitting on the floor. Say, if you're spending 3 to whatever.
It's funny you say something that our spine.
Yeah.
Look, we do get massive pressure on the discs and everything,
Yeah.
but the spine gets. We get chiropractor treatment every day
Oh, do
at
you?
jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
because you get squash and. But
yes. But just through training and
just by training.
Yeah.
But don't I'm trying to put a good spin on it.
You have to be careful. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
It's not really a good spin.
Exactly.
But I like to call it involuntary yoga. It's yoga, but it's just you don't know which side you're gonna go. It's just like yoga. You go, okay, we're going left. Everybody, extend your legs to the left. Breathe. Jiu-jitsu is like
I think
Where you going? Left? No, you're going right. You know what I mean? And it's you know, when it catches your muscles by surprise, that's when the danger is. You know what I mean? Because that's when your muscle, it's not prepared to do something. You have not sent that message to your brain to say, extend that muscle. So, oh shit, it's going the other way. But having said that, training, repetition makes your brain identify this too and go. Instead of going left, I'm going right, but that's okay because I'm used to this too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Massive jiu-jitsu. I've been a massive sportsman my whole life. I never done a sport that is so taxing in your body, but so rewarding at the same time because it's not just a physical aspect; it's a psychological aspect of you. You know, as I always say, jiu-jitsu, you should never compare yourself to anybody else in your class. People come to me and say, Fab, I got a very good friend of mine at the moment. He's, kind of retired from jiu-jitsu because he thinks he's not progressing in jiu-jitsu. And I'm, man, what are you talking about? Oh, no, I don't even feel I am the belt I am and this and that. And I'm like, this is jiu-jitsu. You're going to hit plateaus, but the thing is, stick to it. Just stick to it. Don't compare yourself with nobody because you have your own a set of motor skills, you have a set of circumstances in your life, you have a set of abilities that other people don't do. So your progression in jiu-jitsu is all going to be according to how you develop mentally and physically, and how all your challenges and all your hurdles actually can stop you or help you to progress in jiu-jitsu. That's what it is. So every time you go, that guy is doing arm bars, and we started together. He's doing arm bars. I can't do arm bars yet. Maybe this jiu-jitsu is not for me. That's wrong. You will learn
everyone
jiu-jitsu.
progresses at different speeds.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's interesting that you said plateau because I've heard of a slump in sports. Because everyone, isn't that right? Like all sportsmen experience a slump where they don't even actually plateau. They kind of like go down, and that's when a lot of people get discouraged. But what's the go with that? I know.
Yeah, well, for me it was the feeling that it was ego based. It was the feeling that everyone else in the gym was doing better all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Ego based. There you go. It's either physical or mental. Either of the two, any one of the two, because it's just that. The thing is, we as human beings, we want, especially nowadays, instant results, instant gratification, instant. And more we're doing that. And new generation is ridiculous. This is why I was surprised when that happened to you, but we get caught on that vibe too. Yeah, I'm not progressing. I don't know what's going on. That guy submitted me 10 times. I went home. I cried. I banged my head on the wall. Whatever the heck.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It matters is, remember when you first started? This guy couldn't do hipscapes.
What's a hipscape?
You could not do hipscapes when you started training jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
What's a hipscape?
It's a move of jiu-jitsu.
The first thing you do.
What is it?
It's like
we call it
like doing a
shrink,
push-up, like
you
a
just
thing.
push away. It's just creating room between you and your opponent. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like trying to create room so you can actually, move on from a certain position that you are in jiu-jitsu. But anyway, so this is the thing. We take things for granted as well. Like, that's already do, but doesn't mean much to me. Why not? You progressed. You went from there. And especially now that we're teaching kids, we see kids coming on. Sometimes I get close to a kid, just as this far as I am from you. When I get this close to a kid, he's like shies away and flinches and does not like anyone in his personal space. And now this kid is actually rolling and wrestling and fighting his way out of a proper 5 minutes round. Has he progressed? I ask you. Obviously, he has progressed.
Yeah.
Obviously. Has he got jiu-jitsu amazing skills? Maybe not. But you fighting your own battles.
Yeah.
You are there. And his thing is, I couldn't deal with confrontation. And now I roll with people on the ground every day. I lose, but I'm there and I'm trying.
So you're saying you grow in different ways. Everyone grows in different ways. So, maybe someone's growing faster in the skill area, but you might be growing faster in the psychological area.
If you don't have any psychological blockage,
Yeah.
You rock up at jiu-jitsu and you go, yeah, man, I'm here.
Yeah.
And as well, like a few people go training to compete, to be the best.